my brief was really, really straightforward from Julia, which was to tell you a bit about how you can use social media to make content travel, to get distribution. In order to do that, I'm going to talk about, and I've posted this presentation online already, just before I came on stage, so the slides are up there, and I've kind of called it on SlideShare, things we learned at iCrossing, because over the last 5 years, I joined a search agency, a search engine agency, and we developed a content and a social media team there, so we come at it from a particular perspective, which you might find useful. Because I think that when it comes to media and marketing, everything's up for grabs. And it's the exciting thing for me, being in this industry, is it's all still as up for grabs as it was 5 years ago when I left PR and made the weird move at the time of joining an SEO agency. And what you're seeing is lots of people with lots of different disciplines and bringing their strengths to a new space, to digital, online, offline, hybrid space, and approaching it in their own way. So you see people like Ogilvy with brilliant stuff in the labs, leveraging their scale and diversity. See people like Zone, who, one of your peers, a contract publishing agency, coming at it from the pure editorial standpoint, and then adding in search and social media. Very, very clever, great results. And we're kind of meeting some of those other agencies in the middle, having come from a search perspective, and then brought in social media and content experts as well. The way to make content travel fast in social networks is to always default to social behaviors and things that are useful in social networks. This is anathema to many people in the publishing industry because it's a Creative Commons symbol, which is a kind of an alternative to copyright where you give away your content. But there are versions of it which we use a lot with clients and with ourselves, which are attribution, where you have to get credit for it, so you get a link, and often it sends you back traffic if you're creating images or content. So it's kind of a free-for-all syndication model. It's been incredibly useful to think about this approach as a default way of doing things, because we've used other people's photographs on our clients' blogs who've given us permission to, and then that's forged new links and new parts of our network. And we've allowed our photos that we've created for ourselves and for clients to be used by anyone, and that's created new links and new associations with specialist websites. But I'll give you a more tangible example, and that's a book that we wrote 5 years ago now, which is called What is Social Media? A free ebook. We were trying to educate the market about what social media was. Nobody was sure if it was going to stick around. We published it under Creative Commons attribution license and put it up there with no registration details or anything at iCrossing. It got downloaded somewhere like 30 to 50,000 times. We've kind of lost count of the different. But because it was Creative Commons, it got translated into Chinese by 3 Chinese bloggers who thought it would be useful for business people in that country. And it got downloaded 10,000 times in Chinese and sent us back 8,000 links. We didn't even know about it. And I just got this email yesterday saying that our new edition of it had been translated into Chinese and was now available for download in China. And I said, oh, that's a bit of a shame because it's a bit out of date. He goes, oh, no, don't worry about that. We tell people about the statistics being out of date. Well, I'm just about to write another one. Oh, well, maybe we can publish it at the same time in China and the UK. Fantastic. Costs nothing. Loads of attention coming back to us, and that's the thing we're after. So that kind of defaulting to social and openness and sharing your own stuff and giving stuff away, rather thinking about what's the stuff that I hold back and copyright rather than what is the stuff I should give away. Reversing that approach to things can be very useful. I'm on a red light. I'm sorry about this. I'm going to have to move ahead quite quickly, but technically it's all about making sure content is findable, search engines, portable, people can post it in other places, shareable, they can put it in their networks if they want it. Seriously, there's a process behind all of this. It's kind of that. But I talk about that in less interesting presentations than hopefully this one has been. Measurement, Ben was right. Is measurement, as I said, measurement's part of creative. It's not something that comes after the process or justifies your content. It's something that can fire up the creative process, can create things. Literally, our most successful campaigns have been based on creative ideas that came out 3 weeks into the campaign from listening to users, from seeing measurement out there. It's just so powerful. Lastly, all of you will have in front of you a lovely mini version, the first 25 pages of a book that I wrote about personal reputation called Me and My Web Shadow. The point of that is not just to look after your own CV online, although you definitely should, but the point of learning how to look after yourself online and encouraging all of your staff and people to be looking after their reputation online is that the more time you spend understanding these tools, the more literate you become in them, the better decisions are made by everybody. There's a literacy to living in networks, to creating, to sharing stuff that you have to experience rather than just be talked about. It's not something that you can outsource to an agency. It's knowledge that needs to live within the organization and personally with you as well. And that's really what that book is about. And please enjoy the first 25 pages.